BDS play something a little bit different, play for the Viego resets. Their engage is largely going to come from Parus on that Rakan, new player to this roster this year. He's going to have a lot of
Ferromancy, so summon a burn to get the move speed out. And when we say things are coming across, Alvaro finds the flip back with the mount up. Decent chunk comes on through. The ignite goes on down. Nice.
Oh.
Loses 80% of his HP.
And now there's going to be some big for a jungler. He gets one of those scuttle crabs, and he's not falling behind at the first early opportunity, but he's not bot lane now for a dive potentially.
Tried to shield the early dive, and Elyoya just turns up a little bit later, looking for the double grasping route. Alvaro takes a lot of turret aggro, but it doesn't matter. Supa claims first blood.
BDS left alone under their tower. 113 went for a top scuttle, and MKOI went towards the kills. It's onto the Kalista.
Yeah, Hysteric's on the next cast, so there you go. Maybe it's just a premonition. Nuke hops across the belt. Looks for a bit of a chunk and gets a solid one onto Jojo. All the while, 113 start up the dragon, but Myrwn and Elyoya coming over. Oh! 113 now slowed down. Nice move up from MKOI looking for the lane pressure, but here comes Alvaro from behind onto Nuke, who's going to go down. Jojo slides on in and claims the kill.
I don't think BDS has the flash, has the ult. Doesn't get a chance to use either though. Walks up too far, loses his life.
Getting a second kill after is rough, and now we're looking at potential strike. Double shattering strike. Alvaro gets a huge moment. The Stranglethorns after, and BDS bot lane is being taken to the cleaners. 3 kills on this Kalista.
Every one of these kills in the early game is really empowering this Kalista. Right in front of me, so whoever read that on there, I'm going to trust them. And yeah, I mean, it does unlock a reset composition. Can they get something here? He's in the middle of a fight.
Good chunk on Elyoya, who's very low, throws down the Stranglethorns, gets a big knock-up, trying to get away, doesn't quite have the flash. 1-for-1 right now, Parus shuffled away by Jojo, looking to get an auto or 2 more down, can't get to the blast cone. And Jojo picks up another nuke, desperately low to boot it all off. There's a control ward in the bush, and
their own jungle really not worked out in the way that they would have liked.
They finally get that kill on Elyoya, but he's still 1,000 gold up. He's got a completed Leandries. Myrwn goes all out here onto Nuke, who does have flash, but does have to burn it to escape the Ksante. And we were saying he's supposed to be a side character. Myrwn says, actually, I want an action sequence too. Supa summons the Fate's Call. Alvaro goes for a crash down on top of 2. 113 is around. Teleports continue to fly as MKOI want to really force this, and a rend comes on out, and down goes Ice, melted in front of our eyes.
Oh, you could smoke and mirrors catch someone out, but actually, if you're doing it in bot lane, I think they've been sniffed out just a bit. Movistar KOI really on it today. Everyone's going onto it.
Into the public execution. Alvaro's going to try and buy some time, but there's a shuffle to get Jojo out to safety. Stranglethorns comes down. Parus now in danger. They have to back away. There is a teleport. Supa's here as well. Huge W as Myrwn goes all out. 113 will claim Jojo finally, but I think the damage is done. Hang on. Flash away. Double for 113. There's something coming back. Can look to steal another body. I don't think he's going to have quite enough to hop anymore. At least gets 2 back. It's a 2 for 2, all things said and done.
BDS were always going to look for that kind of play, catch someone away from the group, but Movistar KOI see it coming, and they do largely win out on it, and with the 6 scrubs, they get to capitalize on it too. Ice is pushing in the mid lane, he'll get some
retreat through a bit of an awkward path here.
A little bit, Myrwn still spoiling a little bit for a fight. Everyone wants up here, 5v5 in the middle of the map. What's Myrwn doing here?
It's a bit of a chunk, and that's a great route from the side of Elyoya. Forces a flash and an ult out from 113.
BDS feels a little bit late. They've not really managed to get anything away from the objectives that MKOI are starting to take.
Now we hit this point where you've got nearly a 3,000 gold lead individually for this Kalista, who will be finishing a second item very shortly. In fact, nearly the entirety of Movistar KOI will be finishing second item shortly, while BDS will be stuck at 1 for the foreseeable future, and that's going to hurt.
Oh, this feels a little bit like Tutorial League of Legends. 6 grubs, demolish on the tower, easy in a tower take. You can see that, of course, Nuke is pushing the top lane now, but because that teleport came out a little bit late, maybe they were afraid of getting engaged on before that teleport came out. Just a little bit slow to get towards that tower. Taking it down now, but not before a lot of damage is done. Supa's back afterwards. Either way, a bit more tanky, makes it much harder to get the resets. Bit of a brush bait.
Nice push bait. It's onto the backline. Supa and Elyoya caught out. Huge play from BDS. Can they finish the job though? As 113's gone in and not really got the reset they were looking for. Only find 1 for 1. Movistar KOI defend well enough.
They're really just messed over too. Yikes, that's a lot of damage from the electrocute on the Zyra.
Go on towards the Atacans. Sticking it full of spears currently. Again, you are now into a position where even if you contest, it's not even with the Kalista end, and 113 caught out trying to find an angle to come in and see what's happening at Atakan and just dies. Now there's no smite contest at all.
And that's going to be a bit of an issue. So, Movistar KOI, do they go straight back towards the out-count? Yes, they do. You can see the hop, the skip, and the jump on the minimap of the Kalista, putting the spears into it. Ice is going to be able to take the mid lane out of turret, which is something for BDS. It'll give them an ability to put down wards into the enemy jungle if they can find a route in there. But out-count taken for free.
Claimed, and now it's a 3v4 in the mid lane. The Movistar KOI were very happy to take, and you can't really blame them at this point. The frontline plus in Azir does a lot of work, and Nuke forced to go between worlds and will hop to the other side of his arena briefly, but that's another ultimate down, and BDS, it feels like they just don't have anything left to try.
Well, Parus is currently on vision. He might try something here.
Tries to go in, and there's the public execution after they get a withdrawal, but then the turnaround begins to come on through. The Stranglethorns are there. Fate's Call used a double kill to Elyoya, and they keep trading back. There's another withdrawal down at least, but that's not as easy as you want as Supa. It's just untouched, so stuck Irrelevant full of quite a few spears. And he'll back away to make sure he's out of range of the Rend.
Credit to Parus for looking for something. Ends up being a 2-for-2 with kills to withdrawals, so even then it's tilted in favor of Movistar KOI. They use the 6 scrubs to take down an inner turret, and the train just keeps on. Super center of this composition on the Kalista, getting another objective. They are currently one objective, that one dragon, which went over to BDS, away from a full house. Little feat for yourself. But yeah, with the Merc Treads, back to the serious part of it, but the Merc Treads does make them a little bit more defensible. Really trying to play around vision here on BDS, but his Nuke just caught out.
The killer bunny rabbit with the sharp pointy teeth is eating a holy hand grenade of Antioch this time around. Nuke is about to be nuked, you think, but actually managed to walk away. The Ambessa goes in, and Parus tried to buy some time. Look at Jojo on the flank, looking for an angle, gets a few with the Emperor's Divide. Descending from the north of Canada into Europe to find a few here in his first match in playoffs. All out goes Myrwn, and Irrelevant is just that in this game.
Looks like all the BDS caught some air miles there, either by shuffle or by all out through the wall. Movistar KOI not caught out again. BDS have been resorting to the vision plays, and it just hasn't worked for them. It's going to be Baron started up by Movistar KOI, and it's very likely going to be finished by them as well. Very clean game from Movistar KOI here in Game 1 against BDS.
They are 10,000 gold up. They're about to pick up a Baron, and BDS, it is a miracle or next game, I think, is all they've got left.
Bush. They've sniffed it out pretty well. I mean, I'm not going to criticize BDS for trying. Like, once again, Parus is in a brush. They're doing the same thing over and over. It's got to work at some point, right?
Here goes Parus, and 1-1-3 into the backline onto Jojo, who might be the target, but he's so damn tanky, he gets to slide away. You can't blame them for looking. There's just not enough in the back pockets. Their weapons are just rusted and not dangerous enough to get through all of the armor, all of the health, and all of the turnaround punches that Movistar KOI keep throwing. They pick up a tier 2. They don't lose a member. And Irrelevant and 1-1-3 both fall.
How do you kill this Azir? Jojopyun makes it out. They don't get the resets again. It's going to be a killer to Supa. Not
right, Nuke. It would be then.
Feels like you've said that a couple of times. BDS, can they find another pocket to play from? Nuke has teleport, could make his way down. Do they have any flanking wards? Look on the minimap. No. No, they don't. So that one's a little bit difficult. The bunny will have to hop their way towards the fight from a different angle, and now suddenly BDS, they are caught out against the wall again, and now Luke's have to teleport into the middle of the team.
Super flashes away as Parus desperately tries to find a quickness, doesn't quite find it. They lose Nuke, he's dead already, so is the top laner. Irrelevant now, 1-1-3, and Parus fleeing into Movistar KOI's jungle. There is nowhere you can run that you'll be not pinned to the ground by Supa on this Kalista, who is using that Marshall poise to continue to hunt for this Viego, who's desperately trying to run away. But look, we were setting this up as an archetype of fast v slow, but then there's Mach 5, and not out of the starting gate, it feels like this time. BDS have been shell-shocked.
It really has ever been since that laning phase from that Kalista. I think it's got so difficult. Jojo! What a sweep.
Taken out by Jojo, goes looking for another 3-1-10 now.
I don't think I've ever mentioned him. Besides that, this game, he's not had anything to do. Movistar KOI moving towards the turrets. Looking to end the game. Movistar KOI hop on forwards, and BDS are going to throw one last gasp. But it is just their last breath before Movistar KOI put them out of their misery. It has been a shellacking. They have destroyed this game from the early tower dive, from the early 2v2 damage, and they've not looked back. Taking a fair amount of damage shoving through these turrets, though. They've got Hex Soul and a Dream, and the Nexus likely still falls. Movistar KOI going to play with their food a little before ending it all. An aperitif for the series. First game of Fearless down. Movistar KOI, this was not close. BDS back to the drawing board.
Credit over there just before the end of the game to Alvaro. He was 23 out of 24 kill participation. We'd highlighted him early, and he really was absolutely everywhere that game. They were going fast, and it was off the back. Things like that Kalista lane and all the rest of it. But We are going to throw to a break for now. When we come back, it will be the desk breaking down that destructive game 1 for Movistar KOI versus BDS.